¿Cómo ves el equipo para este año?
Bien, bien, creo que bien, que tenemos un muy buen equipo, mucho mejor que el año pasado y bueno, aunque hoy no tuvimos un gran partido, pero el equipo está muy compensado y creo que iremos a mejor conforme avance la temporada.
¿Piensas que las adquisiciones que se han hecho pueden recompensar este año?
Sí, seguro que sí, yo creo que el equipo va a estar bien, que tenemos gente veterana y gente que puede, somos un equipo mucho más profundo, con mucha más gente que puede aportar y bueno, eso es importante, ¿no?
En cuanto a ti, ¿cómo va la salud? ¿Está todo bien este año?
Sí, todo bien, intentando coger un poco el ritmo también de tanto tiempo sin jugar y esperemos que bueno, poco a poco ir cogiendo.
A propósito de eso, de ese tiempo sin jugar, entonces significa que no tuviste acción, sino nada más lo rutinario.
No, estuve entrenando y recuperándome del Aquiles, pero que son muchos días sin jugar partido, ¿no?
Qué bueno, lo que significa que por lo menos ahora está mucho mejor que el otro año.
Exactamente.
Qué bueno, ¿y la perspectiva para ti para el resto de la temporada?
Bueno, intentar, ¿no? Jugar mejor y intentar ayudar al equipo en lo que pueda. Yo creo que soy un jugador de equipo y bueno, pues eso sería la clave.
¿El juego de hoy cómo lo viste?
Bien, se nos fueron desde el principio, no pudimos acercarnos cuando hemos estado ahí a 10-12 en algunas ocasiones, siempre han metido una canasta importante y bueno, pues tenemos que mejorarlo.
¿Le podría mandar un saludo a toda esa fanaticada hispana que siempre está atento a ti?
Nada, un saludo enorme para todos esos latinos que nos siguen, cada vez somos más en la NBA y a todos esos aficionados.
Pues muchísimas gracias y suerte.
Yo soy Alex Romero de los Diamondbacks de Arizona, los invito a seguir con la máquina deportiva.
Un saludo a todos los televidentes de la máquina deportiva de parte de Alex Cora de los Mets de Nueva York.
Anderson Hernández, un saludo para la máquina deportiva de parte del menor, de Borré.
Mi nombre es Juan Carlos Gutiérrez de los Arizona Diamondbacks y lo invito a que sigan con la máquina deportiva.
Hola, le habla la Encarnación de los Toronto Blue Jays, un saludo para la máquina deportiva.
Pero ríete bien.
Estás con Nelson Figueroa, con la máquina deportiva.
Ay, un Escobar aquí, un saludo para la máquina deportiva.
Aquí le saluda a Pedro Feliciano, un saludito para la máquina deportiva.
Un saludo para toda la audiencia de la máquina deportiva, José Bautista de Toronto Blue Jays.
Máquina deportiva. Mi gente, le habla David Ortiz de la Boston Red Sox. Un saludo a esta fanaticada que sigue la máquina deportiva como siempre. Por encima y que Dios lo bendiga.
¿Qué tal, amigos? Les habla Iván Santana, un saludo bien grande para todos mis amigos de la máquina deportiva.
And will manage the Mets through 2016 and 17 and perhaps beyond. Terry did an extraordinary job this year under differing circumstances as time went on. The first part of the season, we had high expectations. We had a high injury rate. Terry kept the team together, kept it competitive, kept our heads above water. Later, as the season wore on, we got some players back from injury. We added some players via trade, and he managed that group with those higher expectations extraordinarily well, and obviously got us into the World Series. We expected to have a good season. You never expect to be in the World Series. From my standpoint, it was a successful season for us. Not as successful as it would have been had we won the World Series, but nonetheless, I think we have as an organization a lot to be proud of with regard to this year. But the reason Terry is back as manager is not just because of the season we had. Over the previous 4 years, without the talent base, without the resources that he ultimately had, at least for part of this season, he did an extraordinary job as well. Sometimes we get frustrated that the results aren't there, but results are a function, a consequence of many different things, including the talent that you have on your team. So this is an expression of our appreciation and our confidence in Terry going forward, not just because of 2015, but because of the whole body of work from the time that he came on board prior to the 2011 season through today. So very pleased today to announce that Terry will be back as our manager, and want to congratulate him.
Thank you. Well, as I've said before, this is an honor and a privilege to manage the New York Mets, and my thanks to the ownership group, Jeff, Fred, and Saul, to give me this opportunity, and certainly Sandy to, help me lead this thing and get us to where we wanted to be, and that's in the World Series. A year ago, Sandy and I sat up here and we said that it was time to win, and we meant that. And we went out with that was the only thing and the sole thing in our mind, no matter what names were on the back of uniforms, that we were going to win. Our fan base deserved it. It was time to repay their patience with a winner. And Sandy fortunately helped us put together the pieces we needed to get to where we wanted to get. And I thought we had enough of what he said about, we all want to win the World Series. We didn't, but that doesn't take away what we accomplished in the season, and that was tremendous excitement in Citi Field and a team that we think in the future has got a great chance to win. So thank you so much for this opportunity, and we're going to move forward and certainly starting 2 days ago, prepare for a successful 2016 season.
Terry, congratulations. Sandy, this is for you, though. When it comes to Terry Collins, and you kind of touched on it a little bit, but the results speak for themselves this year. But what was the one thing that really stood out to you, aside from the results, about his stewardship?
Well, I think that, and I've said this before, that Terry, I think, is appreciated by the players, even by this group, as well as the fans, because of his authenticity. Terry tries to be as honest as he can be without throwing people under the bus. And his ability to communicate and maintain the level of commitment in the clubhouse, regardless of circumstance, I think has always been a tremendous strength on his part. And, leadership is difficult to define. It's difficult to teach. But I think Terry, with his experience, his past Major League experience, his experience as a minor league coach and player development head and so forth, has learned a great deal about that, and I think has been, sort of the cornerstone of his success, and that is being able to tell the players like it is, without jeopardizing or criticizing them directly in public, and that's a hard line to walk, but he's been very successful at it, and I think that that's what the players appreciate, and I think, as I said, to a large extent, the fans appreciate his honesty as well.
Congratulations, Terry. This is for both of you. What are the expectations now? Are they different from last year or going forward for each of you? What would the expectations be for next year?
Well, our expectations going into next season should be higher than our expectations were going into this season. We had talked about a winning record. We've talked about 90 wins. We've talked about getting into the playoffs. We were in the World Series, and things didn't go all that well for us in those 5 games, but we made it to the World Series. We won a tremendous playoff series against the Dodgers. We played exceptionally well against the Cubs. I don't think we played particularly well against the Royals, notwithstanding the quality of their team, which is extremely high. But going into next season, we're starting from a different plateau, I would say.